Careful what you say or you'll get in
Oh, oh no! What's going on here?
What is this?
We lost the soul.
Oh, a missing soul.
Oh,
It's okay.
damn.
Sometimes you got to go missing to stay tortured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I find myself going down the deep, dark hole of conspiracy theories, and you
got to stay out.
lost.
Yeah.
So Dave
Mm-hmm.
is somewhere else. I think he's working. I think there's something at work. He couldn't make it tonight.
Yeah.
So we are. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was going to say we're going to forge on. Typically, we don't like to do that. Typically, if one of us aren't available, we just don't. But we're going to make it. We're going to make it for 100.
Yeah.
I really want, as many people that are there to be on our 100th show. I want everybody that's there to get on our show and talk on our show. And I don't know. I think that would be fantastic to see so many new people, make so many new friends that night and get them all on the show. It'll just be special for 100. So looks like it's you and I.
Yeah.
We did miss a temporary number 4, but I think she's on the road.
Yeah. I don't know if she's going to make it or not.
That's okay.
I mean, we could always go with your plan B that you mentioned right before, because I see that they're in the chat room.
Do you want to ask him?
Yeah, let's ask him. Go ahead.
Hey, John, do you want to join us tonight, Mr. Kennedy?
Mr. Kennedy, you want to come on? You want to come on? You want to be a tortured soul? You want to hang out with us? You want to drink a little bit?
You got stuff to drink?
You got stuff to drink? You want to come on? You want to play with the big boys?
All you got to do is mess stuff up in production and you'll fit right in.
There you go.
I am horrible. Hell yeah, I'll be tortured. Look at that.
Look at
all
that.
Right.
Shit. Good.
Let me get him an invite.
You get that on. I'll keep us going.
All right.
So tonight is open mic night. It's kind of like part 2 because last night Tim joined me, and tonight we're together again. So if you had questions last night and we didn't get to them, by all means, bring them up now. We will get to them tonight. We will go through it. It's open mic night. We like to do this in our rotation. So we do 3 shows in a row where each of us take a topic or pick a topic and we discuss the shit out of it. And then the 4th show, whoever's up next, gets to do open mic night, which means it's a easy night for the host.
Right.
Well, actually for all of us, because we don't have to study. Because I don't know about you, my routine is like Saturday morning, I get up whenever I get up and it's like, all right, what's the topic? All right, start reading, start figuring out what's going on. What do I have to print out? What do I have to highlight? What do I have to know? And
look at Dave's papers.
Print
them out. Highlight.
What did he send us?
Look up the words that you don't understand.
Yep. So if you guys got questions tonight, do us a favor, put a Q in front of it, pop it up in the chat room. We will take a look at it. We'll take a stab at it. We'll give you an opinion. We'll give you a educated guess or an uneducated guess, depending on what the topic is, because we don't know. And we'll look it up, which will actually be you might get dead air tonight because the two guys that you asked a question and we're the two of the three that will stop and go.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Let's welcome John. John,
All
with a
right.
question mark. Hey, John.
Hey,
How you guys doing?
what's
Good.
up, buddy?
How are you?
Oh, pretty good.
All right. So we're
Are you
up.
ready?
I'm ready. I'm always ready to be tortured.
Yeah. We're
All
good
right.
at it.
So now we just need questions
So wait.
from our awesome viewers.
Throw some questions out there.
That way.
Uh-huh.
That way. I can show off something until we get a couple questions.
Sure. Just
So
open mic. We'll toss out whatever.
Tim and I were chatting beforehand. I was showing him this. So Dr. Jim, who was on the show last week, was nice enough to bring me a gift. We saw Melissa. But it was nice enough. He actually brought me several gifts last weekend. He brought me a old 35 millimeter camera, which is nice, with like all the lenses and stuff that came with it, which is really cool. But he also brought me a ghost hunting gadget.
Oh boy.
Yes, that's right. The power plant. I'm looking forward to doing some experiments, but not too many because before this show, I was actually doing another. I gave a talk for a science conference, but luckily it was pre-recorded. So while my video was playing, I was taking this apart. And let me read you the description here.
right.
So this is, let's see, dual EM pump with 3 crystal energy amplifiers. Ghost hunting equipment, next gen devices, energizes spirits and thins the veil to their world.
I mean,
So look at John.
That's immediate bullshit.
It's supposed to have quartz, amethyst, and I think I'm saying this right, selenite crystals inside of it. So it's got 2 battery packs. I already took it apart. Just
of course.
took the lid off. All right. So when you open it up, that's all that's inside. So what you see here, that's a magnet. It's 2 magnets that are hot glued. Not just securely attached, they're fucking hot glued to solenoids, which are also hot glued into the case. I have yet to find. Oh wait, there's the crystals. They're on the lid.
I thought that was hot glue.
I thought it was hot glue too. I see 2 crystals. Oh wait, there might be 3, but they are hot glued onto the lid, so not attached to anything. And all it does, I'll show you when I turn it on here. Let me see. You ready? You ready? Ready? There it goes. It just spins it.
Wow.
I mean, it does. I had my 2 tri-field meters set up next to it, and they do peg, but only if we're about like 1.5 feet away from it. That's about it. So I'm not sure what this is supposed to do. I know I see it retails for like $70. So for $70, I'm pretty pissed that it only has hot glue holding the shit down.
Quality craftsmanship right there.
That's right.
Horrible.
I think this is Tiffany. There's too much hot glue. It keeps the energy from escaping the crystals to attract the ghost. I don't know, whatever the hell. Yeah, let's drink.
Oh man, I should have filled up before we started. We'll have to get a good question so that you guys can talk, and I'll run downstairs and fill up. Because
I have, before we get to the good questions, I guess we got some. In case, remind me to talk about the flashlight trick in case we run out, because I ran across that. And I just want to vent about how that's tortures my ass.
We can vent. All right. Well, yeah. Why don't we start some questions, and then maybe how about we do a break tonight,
Mm-hmm.
and then after the break we'll come back and you can vent.
Okay.
How about that?
I'll do it.
So you have to stay tuned for Tim's venting session.
It won't be. Hopefully it'll be as fun as it is when I'm on the chat board cussing and losing my shit over dumb paranormal stuff. Here we go. About the video I sent you, I'm going to try to remember about that. What do you think was actually happening? I do. Do you remember that video?
Thank you. What do you think? What video? What video? Did you get a video or did I get a video?
I think I remember seeing it. Let me ask, how did you send that to us? Was it on our Three Tortured Facebook page?
See here. Ta-da. Three Tortured Souls. Looking at. Going. Oh, where's
Go
that?
ahead, don't see.
There we go.
Three Tortured Souls. Here we go. Let's see.
Three Tortured Souls. You got it?
No,
Oh,
I just found three. I found that. Sorry.
I don't see it on there.
I want to say that. I
Oh,
remember-
Messenger. She said she sent it to Messenger. Was it to one of us or to the actual site? Oh, he sent it to Ken. Oh, sent it to me. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Let me go and look. Oh crap! No, nothing's working right.
That's no problem. My cat will entertain everybody while she apparently wants to go outside and do some hunting.
All right. So I'm trying to bring it up here.
I'm going to bring that back, and I'll pull this one up while you look.
Okay.
So Redman, hey Redman, you guys have done the 1970s topics, which are fantastic. Would you guys dive into Art Bell's radio show from 1997 covering Roswell's 50th anniversary? A lot of claims were made on the show. Okay.
Was it the Jade Kit? Was that the alien looking thing? Is that what you're talking about in the driveway? Let me know. All right, what's the question? Let's see. You guys
in 1977, yeah, it looks like Art Bell. There was a lot from the 50th anniversary that maybe there was a lot of claims that were made that he might want us to do a show or to watch it and come back on.
Let's see what you guys do.
I'm writing it down
so
so I can do some research for it.
Yeah, that's
Red
an
Man.
that's a good one. Yeah,
That is a good one. That's a good idea. Thank you. 50th
Ooh,
on the Roswell.
we can do like a Mystery Science Theater style.
Whoa, that is a really good idea.
Yeah.
Which means that Tim's going to go ahead and take it.
It's already done. I've wrote it down. It's mine.
Okay,
It's up.
Yep. He's got it.
I got it. That's okay. There we go. Thanks, Redman. That's a good topic. Let me get to the next one. JD. Hey, JD. When is deception and an investigation justified? This is interesting. It starts interesting. When is deception harmless bullshit? And when does a liar become a harmful deceiver? Okay. Let's break it down. When is deception? I guess we were kind of doing a little bit of discussion about this. So on a general rule, I'm going to just begin just saying, I don't know if deception or lying is a good general rule to start out with anything. I think it depends on the context that you're talking about. If someone has you in their house and they have a gun pointed at your face and they're saying, "Are you ghost hunters?" I'm going to be like, "Hell no, we're the exterminators." Wrong house. I'm going to lie my ass off to get whatever I got to say to get the hell out of that house. I will lie. But to do an investigation and then tell somebody that they have a ghost or they have a demon or they have an evil spirit and they're going to have to give me that really expensive Civil War rifle that's really rare because that's what's haunted and I can get the demon out of your house if you just give that to me, that's going to be really harmful. And I think that's deceptive and I think that's criminal. I think we probably have seen that happen somewhere before. When is deception harmless bullshit and when does a liar become a harmful deceiver? I think deception is harmless and fun when magicians do it because that is some fun shit to watch. It's fun to be deceived by magicians. It is just absolutely a great time. as long as you're understanding that it is. And I don't know. These are just some context I'm coming up with. You guys jump in. A liar. Yeah.
I agree with you. I mean, there's a lot of elements to this.
Yeah.
It's not a simple question. Because magicians, you pay to see a magician, but there not only is there an understanding that it's a magician and a mentalist, and they are going to deceive you, because that's the entertainment part of it. But they often tell you that they are going to deceive you, so they tell you up front, and you're paying for entertainment, not for reality. You're not paying for real magic. You're not paying for real psychic powers. You're paying for a trick that is a well-rehearsed trick that is going to amaze you for the most part. When you perpetrate a hoax, it depends on the context of the hoax. We've seen hoaxes before to expose things, and it's a very delicate road there. It is that ice on the lake, and you have to be very careful treading across that, because it could definitely backfire on you.
It's a good point.
If you take a distance and it's ethical, this is something actually that I got into a little bit reading one of my journalist books, talking about going undercover or perpetrating a hoax in order to expose a fraud. It's very difficult. You have to have all your information in line, because if you mess up, or if it's just, you don't have all your background information in place, it could fall back on you. So when is deception in an investigation justified? I think it really would have to be extreme circumstances. If people are getting hurt, or taken advantage of, like financially, if someone's getting hurt, and the only way to get close enough to help that person is to deceive the people in charge, like go undercover, then yes, I think it's justified. It's also, I've done it. I've gone undercover. I've gone to psychic shows undercover in character, and yeah,
I have too. We did it together.
We've done it together, and it's to check it out. If everything's on the up and up, nothing comes of it. It's done. At least from my perspective, it's done there. But if you do uncover false information or a scam, and these are words that we have to be careful with, and we're only talking here in general terms, but scam and fraud, these are dangerous terms when you're actually like naming someone in particular, so don't use them. When is deception harmless bullshit? Sometimes I go sit for a psychic, and I'll say something like, oh, if they ask me if I believe in psychics, I say yes, because it's part of the routine. I don't want to say no, because that puts them on guard. And I want them to be in their element. I want to see what happens. I want to see where it goes. I don't think anyone's getting harmed. I'm losing money. That's about it. But I'm willfully doing that. I'm willfully giving it over because I want to see what's going to happen. And when it becomes a harmful deceiver is when you do have people like psychics and mediums that do charge a shit ton of money and pretend to talk to your dead loved ones and give you information that does not help. I think that's harmful, because we've seen it where people get addicted to that. It's especially if it's someone that recently passed. You don't get through that mourning process. You get stuck there, and it becomes an addiction where you have that one more time becomes 7, 8, 9, 20 times more, because they want to talk and they can't let go. And it's only a few, like $100, and then it's a few $1,000s, and then you're taking out loans and giving money or jewels or rings and jewelry and stuff like that over. I'm going to end there, because this is a whole other topic that we can really this is a deep question.
Hold on, JD. Jeez, look at all this. Now we've got another deception.
John, I took up a lot of time. What's your take on this?
I would say you guys pretty much or summed it up perfectly. What I would have said too, deception. As long as everybody involved knows that it's a deception, unless it's like you said, causing harm to somebody, and it needs to be. They won't let people in that are from the outside or whatever. I'm thinking specifically like with cults and stuff too.
Yeah,
that type of stuff, I would say it's justified. But anything other than that, I don't see what the purpose would be, especially when you're trying to find the truth, find answers. There's no point in the deception. So, but as long as everybody goes in knowing, hey, this is a deception, or lays fools down for that, absolutely. But yeah, it's the harmful part that I draw the line.
Things change. Like my undergrad's in psychology, and I loved experimental psychology. And the one thing that I learned in psychology and through the classes is when they ask you to be part of an experiment, and that they are going to experiment on the effects of the color yellow in the room, then you can damn well be sure that the color yellow in the room is not what they're testing, because they want to find out and they need to get you in there. Now, with that said, there's like the ethics of that is very, like, I want to go like what Kenny was saying. The ethics of doing that is important, because you have informed consent that you must have in order to agree to be part of an experiment. But I think it also goes on the probability of harm that you could or couldn't do during that. So there's a lot. It's a very deep subject. There's something that we've wanted to work on, which we haven't done much on that the haunted object thing, sending it off, and the informed consent and the waivers for that is we got really caught up on that. All right, so I'm going to go. Did you find the video? You're muted.
Duh, I'm sorry. I'm still looking.
That's okay. Well, here we go.
Yeah, I don't know where.
Wade, any thoughts on Havana syndrome? It seems like evidence points to mass psychogenic illness. That's a good question. I had to look that up while we were talking, but it was kind of what I thought it was, and that was the buzzing, the people becoming sick, and I think it kind of went a little conspiracy with people who were there, but I don't know. That's what I can only. I'm sorry, Wade. That's about all I can say on this. Although I will put it down in the book, because this is another one. So I'm caught up for. I've got topics for the.
I haven't read too much into it. I know that my colleague Rob Palmer, he also has a Facebook page called The Well-Known Skeptic. He's touched on it. I think he's interviewed. There was a guy that wrote an entire book about it. He went into it. I don't know who the author is, but I think he's probably one of the foremost experts to consult on that. And he wrote a book about the entire thing. And it seemed like they did come up with a few things, natural things, nothing like it was not sonic attacks. It was not any kind of terrorism or anything like that. It was. I
remember the sonic.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I don't have details though. I don't want to, keep running my mouth and say something wrong. But I would definitely go to his site. I'll look it up for you as soon as I find this video. She reset it, and I'm trying to find it, but it's not coming up. Oh, I wonder if it came to my other site. That's probably what happened.
Have you heard anything of that stuff, John?
I'm looking at it right now. Doesn't seem to be too much on it. My first thought, honestly, was maybe when you're at certain points and you get bombarded with a bunch of like electro waves and stuff, some people are prone to nausea and stuff like that. But this seems to go a little bit further than that, so I don't think that's it.
There was we talked about the was it the dancing? This reminds me of a topic we did about the dancing. People dancing. I want to say it was like some bizarrely long time ago that people would dance themselves to death. Do you remember that? It's actually really interesting, and I wish I could remember what we ended up doing with that. But a lot of people thought it ended up being something with the food that they were eating that was causing some mental health issues, but then also it was kind of due to some mass hysteria as well. But this is it's really good. I remember seeing this when I saw the word Havana syndrome. My mind went straight to what I thought that was, which I was correct. But in all honesty, I've never really delved deep into it. But I think it's a good idea to kind of look at it. I think that would be kind of a neat topic, and I appreciate that.
All right, I found the video. So
all right,
I'm going to share the screen, and we can watch it.
Okay.
I have some thoughts. I do have some thoughts on it.
Can you pull it up, or do you need me to pull it up?
I need you to pull it up. Yeah.
All right.
There you go. All right. So this vehicle has been on fire. As I understand it, there's no one in there. So you'll see what happens. All right. So that's pretty much it. The rest, I think, is more or less the fire department putting it out and going through it. So my thoughts on why, I guess the mysterious thing is, why did it start up?
I got an idea. I bet you do too.
My initial impressions are that because of the fire, all the wiring in there had melted, and it's hot enough that it probably melted any solder and wires crossed, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen, especially because they're bundled. A lot of these wiring harnesses are exactly that. They're harnesses, and the wires are all bundled together. And once you start melting, you're going to have jumps. You're going to have shorts, and they are going to start something like that. It won't take much to cross the wires for the starter and jump it. You don't need the key in that case because it will start. And I don't know about the gear. I know.
I can help on that.
Go ahead.
I think that was a manual drive. I think that was probably manual, and there is enough. Depending on what gear it was in, that the starter motor will turn the flywheel, which is what it turns normally and starts the engine. But the flywheel also, if it's engaged, will also if the transmission's engaged in a gear, it will also turn the gears, which will do the drivetrain, and it will make the wheels turn. And as it was going, I could hear, even when it hit, the gears grinding at a very high whine. So I think exactly what you did. I think the insulation finally melted, something jumped and kicked the starter and made the starter engage into the flywheel. And
You're right.
And the transmission was engaged in a gear.
Like I'm looking at this over and over again, and at the point where it starts, it jumps, and you got the manual transmission where it was in gear, and it just jumped when it started, and because it doesn't go anywhere except because the wheel was already turned, and it just went as much as it could under idle, so it was such idling, and it just went until it hit something, and it doesn't take much to stop it, and a tree will definitely do that. A tree will definitely stop it.
Yep. Yeah, I see. She asked, but it moved.
When you have to steer, no, because depending on this, because you also have, if it had power steering, the hoses were probably already melted and gone, so you don't have power steering anymore. Oh my god, my mouth is not working.
Lots of drinks.
No power steering, and that dropped you down into manual, which anyone that's driven a vehicle with manual steering, holy shit, it's not as easy as you think.
No.
And if that wheel was already turned, which I'm sure it was, that's the way it's going. It's not coming back. Not at all. So, and I mean, just the heat alone, seeing that everything's melting, everything. So, I mean, your fluid lines are rubber. They're reinforced rubber, but it's still rubber. And they were probably gone. By the time that moved, easily gone.
Yeah.
With holes in it, it's gone. Yeah. There was nothing left. But it was cool. It was cool. Cool to look at.
That guy, the guy that was standing in front of it, certainly moved out of the way.
Yeah, he was like, oh, nope, flaming bus, no, no, thank you.
All right, Red Man, another one. Why do ghost TV hunting shows begin with turning out lights and then claim spirits drain their batteries? Why wouldn't spirits draw power from the darn wall plug and have all the juice that they'd need? First of all, let's not bring logic into ghost hunting television shows. Or basically pretty much just ghost hunting. But you're right, and I think that's a very astute and very good observation.
Absolutely.
So it's just bizarre to me. Even when I was a ghost hunter, like I remember doing the same thing, and that was, my batteries have gone dead in my camera. It's obviously a ghost that's using my batteries. But I'm inside of a house that the power is still inside the house. It's still running throughout all the sockets, and it never dawned on me until I started seeing the things about like how come power stations out in the country aren't the most haunted places
Right.
in the world, because they're power stations, and I was kind of I guess that's right, and I think that's a good observation and a good question.
Yeah. I mean, you get the power socket. I mean, why not? They're all over the house, and why stop there? I mean, if we're talking ghosts, let's go with all their superpowers. They can walk through walls. They have free reign of all the wiring in the house.
Right.
So why attack batteries? Why attack 1.5 volt batteries when you got 220 coming through the house line? I mean, you have all the power you need. With the lights, turning out the lights, that's ambiance. You have to, because if you don't turn the lights out, you can't use your night vision and get spooky video. That's basically it. That's the only reason I can come up with. It just doesn't make sense. There's no, in all the stories. So the ghost book, the ghost story books that I have here, the regional books and all that, and the stories you hear online, I don't think, and this is just a personal observation, I haven't not done a meta-analysis of this, so Dave, when you watch this, don't yell at me. But in my experience, the majority of experiences happened with the lights on or during the day, not with the lights off. Because first of all, unless they're glowing, you're not going to see them anyway. And so with that in mind, why would you turn the lights out? I mean, unless it called for it. And it really goes back to the claim. If the claimant says, I saw this ghost like 2 or 3 times at 3 p.m, bright sunny day, why the fuck would you go there at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. and turn the lights out? It just doesn't make sense. You're not following the claim. You're not following the details. You're not doing your job. So,
yes, that's perfect.
One of my questions is why do they even need electricity to begin with? If they need some kind of energy,
cool.
We got the sun. I mean, the sun is one of the biggest forms of energy in our fucking solar system. Why do you think
Space Ghost?
Here it is.
Space Ghost.
Well, hold on. I think just for the heck of it, I think John brings up a really good point that I didn't think about. So how I think literature for a very long time talks about ghosts. many different cultures, lots in literature that I think would predate controlled electricity through houses or
right.
So how did they get their energy prior to any control of electricity? And why would it be important that ghosts need to have battery power and $70 boxes that have spinning crystals in them so that they could talk to us?
Right. Yeah.
We saw ya. We saw ya.
Yeah, I mean that's a good one. You know,
I think that's good, John.
When you go back to like, I think the first recorded ghost story was from Pliny the Younger, and he wrote his letters by candlelight. There was no electricity running through the house, but he had a full-fledged apparition in chains. Like we're talking like a Christmas Story, the three ghosts, and what was his name? What was that?
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, no, his partner.
Jacob
Marley. Yeah.
Yep.
Total Jacob Marley, right there. That's the story about a guy that was dead. He was in chains. He rattled his chains, and Pliny the Younger was like, "I'm writing. Hold on a second." Like that's the badass story. I love it because he's like, "Hold on a second. I'm busy." Does his thing. Then, all right, now you have my attention. That's great, you know. But no electricity. Still doing it, you know. So why? These are great questions. These are great questions and great observations. Why?
I think so too.
Why do they need batteries? It doesn't make sense. Why do you need a magnet spinning around a little solenoid?
It was very graceful. It was very graceful.
Yes. Yeah, like
All right. Red Man's on fire. The next time you have Jason from Ghost Hunters, will you ask him about the flashlight?
So are we talking the flashlight trick?
I think so, because I think this came about the time we were doing the flashlight trick.
Okay. So I actually brought it up to him because I do talk to him once in a while, and like when there's a funny thing that pops up like on social media that I see, like if he sees me comment on something like really ridiculous, he'll send me a text and be like, "Dumbass, like, you ain't fucking doing that." And I'm like, "Yeah." And the same thing came up. He did a show apparently with another ghost hunting team that is known for doing the flashlight trick, and I made a joke. Like I texted him like, "Hey, you gonna do some flashlight tricks? You gonna talk to some ghosts?" And he was like, "No, I haven't done that for years. I don't follow it. I don't believe in it anymore." I mean, I know they've done it, but it looks. I don't know if he still does or not. I mean, I was giving him shit, but I mean, it's a trick. It's such a trick, and it's. I don't know what else to say with it. I did a video on it. It was fun. I had a flashlight going in the background the whole time.
I to this day, I don't know if I've seen. Oh, I can say I'm not sure that I've ever seen anything more of an incredible video that displayed what happens during the flashlight trick. And it was just absolutely phenomenal. It was just ingenious. It was one of the best. That person had to be an engineer. It is fantastic.
Yeah. John, comments?
I'm looking. I have no idea even what the flashlight trick is. So
I bet you do. Yeah.
So basically, it's a version of the mag light.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the styles, and it's the kind where it has the incandescent bulb that's in it, not the LED bulb because that doesn't work. But you use the older bulb, and it's got the twisting head. So you have to twist it and find the sweet spot. You turn the flashlight on, but then you try to find that sweet spot where it just turns off. And the thing is, while you're doing this, the light's on most of the time. So it warms up the lens, the plastic chrome lens in there. It warms everything up because that bulb gives off heat, not like the LED. And by the time you get it to where it turns off, and then you put it down on the desk or wherever you put it, ghost hunters will ask questions because they think that ghosts can now turn it off and on. But as the lens cools down, the whole mechanism, the reason you twist it to turn it off and on is there a spring-loaded switch in there. So the whole thing's actually a switch on a spring.
Yeah.
So when it cools down, it actually makes contact again, turns the light on. As the light heats up the lens, it expands and breaks contact, turns off. It's a vicious cycle and keeps going and going and going. And there are people that swear by it. Even though you can turn it on and not ask questions, and it still goes back and forth. And again, like I did a video on it, which I'm going to redo, I think, for Skeptical Inquirer. But, I mean, I had a flashlight going on in the background the whole time. Just blink, 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 blink. Doesn't stop. But it's just science. It's not anything supernatural.
Yeah, now you explain it. I do remember seeing your video on it.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, guess who popped in the back?
Uh-oh.
But she's driving. Oh my gosh. Here we go. I'm going to bring her on. We got number 4.
We got 4. All right.
Oh, hey.
About fucking time.
I know, right? I was like, I got to get somewhere where at least I know where I'm going, so I don't got to use my GPS.
9 o'clock, we said. 9.
What? I know, but I told you I was going to be driving.
It's 9:40.
What? I
Hey,
said,
Karen.
hi.
Hi.
What piece of equipment are we talking about? I probably don't know about it, but I'll try to give my 2 cents.
The flashlight trick.
Oh, yeah, I've never used that.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know about that. I've never tried it. I've never used it.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
It's done.
It's a trick.
It's
a
done.
trick. All right.
All right. So you focus on the road. Don't look at the camera.
Yeah, don't look at the camera.
You're
Kenny,
making me nervous.
has anybody asked you about that necrophonic app? I know it's an app. But I'm just saying, has anybody ever asked you about that?
Necrophonic? I don't know if
Yeah.
I've looked at that. I don't know. I might have. There's been a bunch of apps that have come up recently, and I just haven't gone through them all. And some of them, if they charge money, I don't buy them. I'm not going to spend money on crap.
Gotcha.
Right.
I mean, I know I'm judging before I try it, but it's a fucking app. I'm not.
Yeah, it's an app. I know.
I'm not buying it.
It
Yeah.
looks like it's $9.99. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I bought it because I wanted to try it. I wanted to use it. But I don't hold any weight in any of that stuff. Like, I don't use that as anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's just an extra something to have to kind of, I don't know. I don't know why I don't use it that often.
There wouldn't be any reason to use it.
If I'm doing like a serious investigation, I don't use anything. But myself and my recorder, and that's it. But
So for everyone at home that's watching, Taryn was our guest that was supposed to be here at 9 o'clock, but fucked up.
I forgot. Oh my God, I
Taryn
can't.
is you're more of a ghost hunter than a skeptic. You're definitely more of a ghost hunter.
No, I'm not. I'm a healthy skeptic. Like, when I go to places, I'm not going there. Like, I'll go and I try to figure out what. Like, I don't believe everything that happens is a ghost. Like, I try to figure out how it could not be. There's definitely things that happen that I can't explain what it is. I don't know.
Okay. So
I don't know what it is.
For an app, I wouldn't see. I guess from my point of view, and you guys might share this, but any piece of equipment, you need to know how it works, what it does, and why you would be using it before you use it. Like, I don't take anything. If I see somebody show up to an event and I'm somewhat in charge, and they're taking something out of the wrapper, it's like, no, put it away.
That's my Dana. She buys stuff and she doesn't know how to use it. She comes.
You can't do that.
I love
because
her.
now
I love her.
I
So
love Dana
innocent.
too, but you cannot do that. It's just
Me? I don't use I really don't use equipment. If I do use equipment, I'm using stuff that's not made for ghost hunting.
then why are you
So-
using it?
I don't use it. I
No,
would use
okay.
stuff not made for ghost
Not
hunting,
made
like
for ghost
something that
What?
like an electrician would use, or somebody that something like that. Like if I use it, I've given away my Ovilus, I've given away my EMF. I just gave it all away. I don't have any time for it because I know if it's
Bullshit.
made for that reason, then there's going to be ways that, oh my gosh, hi, my car's here. It's silver, can see it. But I feel like if it's made for that, there's ways that it could be, like, I feel like there's been stuff put in or ways that it would work even if there's nothing happening,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right. There's ways to
Yeah.
interpret it depending on how it's presented. And
Well,
I think
that's it
the
too.
problem. That's a problem.
It too. Yeah, that's it too. You're gonna have everybody's gonna have their own perception of how they take things. That's why I don't like spirit boxes, because I can't. I don't hear. I rarely hear what other people hear. And here's the thing: spirits don't. We have the theory that they don't. Spirits don't act. They don't act on cue. They're not always there. Like, it could be a dead, even if it's a very active, supposed active place, it could still be quiet the night you're there. But for some reason, everybody puts.
Uh-oh. We're losing you. You're going away. Oh.
The spirits are draining.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Don't hit anything. Are you almost home?
Can you hear me now? I am not hanging up.
All right, you stay on. We'll move on to the next question.
Wait, I said something really good. I said whenever people use the spirit boxes, right? Like, they ask a question, they always get an answer, but that doesn't happen. Like, because people say, oh, spirits don't act on cue, and you can have a very active place, but then you're there and it's, not you, Kenny, even though that does happen, but when you're there, sometimes it could be a dead place. It's not active the night you're there. But then when people use the SB7s or spirit boxes or whatever it is, it's like every question's being answered. And it's not like that.
It's not like that. And
No.
it's like an exercise I tell people to do is, if you really think that you're communicating with the spirit, whoa, that was a muffler.
Jerk off, motherfucker. Oh, sorry.
I think, we should probably let you go home.
I'm good. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Are you sure?
I'm a Jersey driver. I mean, it's just, this is.
They don't pay attention to the road anyway.
This is second nature. But that's why I don't like, and then spirit, I think they're just too noisy, and like, there's people that swear by them, and whatever. I'm not knocking anybody that uses them or likes them, but to each his own. But I just don't think that they. How can they produce a response every single time you ask a question, no matter what?
Yeah. The exercise I was talking about is that if you watch the news, watch your local news and on TV, and do your EVP session, and I guarantee you'll get results. You'll get names and places and things that happen. You'll get it, and that's what's happening when you use a spirit box.
Well, what I think I talked to you or I talked to Ron. I can't remember, but I said, what about what Ron does with the DRV? And either you or he said you guys have already had the discussion.
Yeah, that was me.
Okay. So what do you think of that? I've been curious to know what you think about that DRV.
So the DRV is like a different kind of use. It's a different kind of radio. I forget exactly what it does. It's not just your AM, FM. I think it covers like a CB band. Right. So it's a wider range. But
and the frequency that he puts it on is like there's no radio waves going to that frequency. Like, there's no. So
when he used it, when I was there, he was using it with a speaker, a Bluetooth speaker, and there was interference. So
really?
He was interpreting the interference as responses until I pointed out that it was actually interference from another device that he was using. And once he turned it off, it stopped. There was nothing coming through. So I don't know if he's still doing that or not, but I didn't see anything anything worthwhile with it. There was some information because we've watched, and I don't want to speak ill of him, but I mean, we're friends and I like the guy personally, but there was some information he was providing during an interview he was doing on another podcast where it was a lot of incorrect information, science-based information that he was getting correct or incorrect.
Right.
And it was just obvious to me that there was not a lot of research done or not a lot of proper research done. And there was a lot of speculation that was being taken as fact. And I don't like that. I mean, that's not a secret. I don't like when people do that. And I think there's a lot more to it than what's being promoted. So I don't want to go too far with that because nobody really knows what we're talking about here. And that might be for another show. That might be a good show to have them on.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Explain it and then talk to them. You're muted.
Yes, that would be awesome. Because you know what? I literally he has me so baffled by it. I'm so intrigued by it because of the no radio waves and all that stuff. So I'm like, how is this happening?
There are going to be radio waves. There's something. We just have to figure out what it is.
What's the topic?
I might be using the wrong word. Radio waves. I don't know.
What's it called?
Frequency. It's called direct radio voice, DRV. And the frequency he uses is like 222 kilohertz or something. I might be saying that wrong. This is why he should probably be on because he's better.
Direct radio voice.
Yeah.
Direct radio voice, yeah. But he's going to be demonstrating it at the bash too.
Okay, so we'll be able to see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
So you definitely be able to
some
see
research.
it.
All right.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Let's move on.
All right, here we go.
I'm sorry, you're in charge too. I'm like,
no, this is good.
Let's move on.
I got another direct radio voice. I got another topic.
Right.
Also, for Taryn, there was several people in there that recognized you right away from your podcast.
Hey everybody.
Question to you guys. I read a book a while back called Journey of Souls. A hypnotherapist, I think, discovered that our souls are always come back to learn and other stuff. Have you ever heard of this book or have an opinion on it?
Is that like
reincarnation? That's what it kind of feels
like.
It sounds like.
Yeah.
Souls always come back to learn and other stuff. And it sounds like, that part reincarnation, part there's a plan and we always have to learn something before we can move on kind of thing. I didn't read that. I don't really have a love for hypnotherapists. I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but I will. I don't buy into it. I don't buy into hypnosis at all. So a credential of saying, hey, I'm a hypnotherapist and I'm writing this book about how death is or how the afterlife is, I don't buy into it. But that's as much as I can say about it because I have not read the book, so I cannot give you an honest review. Or
have you ever tried to be hypnotized?
Yes.
And you can't?
No.
Yeah, I don't think I would be able to either.
So one of my big problems with like this kind of stuff, especially now that I'm kind of reading some of the reviews on it a little bit, is you deal with the problem of implanted memory and the shit that we had back in the 80s, 70s, and 80s with these recovered memories. And it looks like there's a hidden memory that this person is trying to recover. And it's just right off the bat, the recovery thing, red flag.
I have a problem with leading questions. And that's been my experience. It has not been a, hey, what do you tell me? Like when I do an interview with somebody, I want them to put it in their words. I want them to describe everything. I'm giving the very basic question because I want them to fill in the details. However, in my experience, trying to be hypnotized, it has always been loaded questions that have been presented to me. Do you see the spirit of your father? Do you see this? And it's always information that I don't need to know. I mean, I should be telling you this. So drawing out some kind of memories, they haven't drawn out memories from me. They are trying to give me memories, tell me what I experienced, and then have me confirm it. That's been my experience. So I don't buy into it. That's really all I can say about that.
Are we talking about hypnosis or the reincarnation part? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, as far as the reincarnation, I've never bought into that either. I know there's allegedly amazing stories out there, but I have not found anything that has been nailed down concrete. A lot of reports, but again, nothing to actually back it up. So, but that's
Yeah.
There you go, Tim. That's another topic.
Well, we kind of discussed that before in our back.
Oh yeah, I think we did.
We did. And I'm right there with you. And questioning people is actually my regular daytime job. And there was a lot that I have on, when people say, "Well, my child's 4 years old," they give a perfect description of the airplane that they were shot down in. I said, "Did they?" I mean, we're taking your word for it. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know how the child disclosed that information. I don't know how the people who were interviewing the child were able to get more information through their line of questioning. So I would like to see, and it's probably just not going to happen, but when a child is disclosing information or a person is disclosing information about a past life, I would like to see it as soon as possible, recorded. And then how did they go about getting more information?
But it's almost as if you would have to be involved with it from start to finish, because everything that you see is on TV. Like, I struggle with that so bad because I watched a show. It was a long time ago on PBS. They had a little 4-year-old on there, 3 or 4. And he gave so much information, like what his name was, where he lived. The house is no longer there, but they did drive out to the location. But there were people working on this because the parents were like so upset because he kept on insisting that he was this other person. Where was his house, and where he was buried. Even said where he was buried, and then told them that he was an actor at one point, and he was an add-in for a movie. And he said the name of the movie. He said that he was just like an extra, where he was in the background where the main characters were, and he took a shotgun and saying this in detail. He took a shotgun, put it into a gun case, and they went back and they watched exactly the whole thing. They showed them the part he was in, and then they showed them showing him bunch of pictures, and the first set of pictures he wasn't in at all. So they said pick him out. They all looked like who he said he was, and he said, "I'm not in this one." They handed him another one. "I'm not in this one." Then they handed him another one. He pointed himself out, and it was supposedly that person. But we're watching what they're putting on TV. So I don't know what was happening in between, you know what I mean, or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, that to me, when I saw that a long time ago, I was like, holy crap, maybe reincarnation is true. But back then I was like just believing what I was seeing on TV, So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's strange. I don't know how he did that, but it's TV though too. So
right, we have to remember that it's edited for time, and who knows what was left out. But again, and you actually touched on it, Taryn, that we weren't there for the entire thing. We don't know what this kid was privy to. We don't know, if somebody talked about it, if it was somebody that was well known. The family talked about it. We don't know. We don't know if the family also were perhaps, and I know this is going to the extreme here, but it's a possibility that the family was in on it.
Right.
To get that attention, to bring attention to their town and to the family, to get the spotlight. Like, oh yeah, we'll do interviews with our amazing kid that was reincarnated for this much. And I mean, I get it. I'm not knocking them completely because they might have needed the money. But It's we don't know that, and until we can do a full investigation, which I mean, I would love to do. I wish we had the time to do something like that, but
That would be cool.
yeah,
That would be cool because it was very intriguing. I mean, but again, like I said, it's TV. The parents were upset, they were crying, but were they really? You know what I mean? Like, who knows? Like, I can't say for sure.
Right.
It's
all right.
odd.
Let's move on.
Yeah, we're up on an hour. So,
what do you want to do?
We can, and we'll do I like how you called it the other night, a shotgun, or did you just call it a shotgun or a race? What was it that we did really fast that we blew through the questions?
Shotgun questions.
Shotgun. Yeah, we'll do some shotguns, and then we'll look at ending it and see where we go from there.
Cool.
I know we're a little bit later, and I'm telling you, Taryn I'm a little anxious because I'm afraid she's going to crash, and I'm going to be like,
"Oh shit!" No, I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention to what I'm doing.
Okay.
All right.
So,
we'll be back in a couple minutes.
Let me get the break.
Don't
2 minutes and 27 seconds.
Don't fuck it up.
Are you ready?
Yep.
I hope I don't mess it up because
don't mess it up.
It's too much pressure. Here we go.
I saw that, John.
That was close. All right, you ready for the quick fire round?
Oh yeah.
Let's do it.
Go.
Here we go. Melissa, if you knew it would bring someone peace, would you lie to a client about your findings? Example,
Never.
being a grieving mother who lost her child to suicide and they're comforted by the thought of the son being nearby. No, I would not do that.
Never. There are ways to handle that kind of stuff and things and ways to say things. You don't need to jump with an answer, like you can explain and say things. And like that happened to me. I had a woman send me something and they had a visual. Her 18-year-old son died of a massive heart attack on the basketball court. And they went out and have a vigil for him. And she said, while we were having the vigil, she's like, look at this light bouncing around. Right away, I knew it was a reflection from a balloon with a light. And I said, listen, you don't need this stuff for you to know that he's around or not around. If you felt him, then he was there. I was like, that, and I told her, I said, unfortunately, what you're seeing there is, and I explained it to her, I said, but that doesn't mean he wasn't there. He's still with you. They're always going to be with you, and she took that pretty well, but I would never lie.
Yeah.
I agree. This is where I say you pick your battles. If someone is grieving, if they're in the grieving process and they come to me and ask me for an explanation, most of the time I will say, are you sure you want to talk to me? Because
Right.
because of my background, because of what I'm doing, I will have explanations for you. But if you are comforted by the thought that your loved one made an appearance and that brings you comfort and you're good with it, there's no reason for me to say anything. There really isn't. Now, the caveat to that is if you go preaching to everyone that this is absolute fact and this will happen to you, then I would say something. But otherwise, no, there's no reason for me to I spoil it for them. If they have comfort from it, by all means, enjoy that moment. I mean, I'd still do the same thing. Things remind me of people that have gone, and I enjoy it. I take it as a personal, enjoyment. That's all, and I move on. But yeah, I will never lie. I'm not gonna lie to you just because it might make you feel better. I will make sure you understand you're coming to me, and if you want to hear what I have to say, I'm going to be honest with you. That's it.
I
John?
agree. Yeah.
I agree as well. I mean, especially, I think she might be, maybe I'm wrong on that, but she might have been talking about the kids as well. Like, if a kid comes to me and they ask that, it's going, for me, it's going to be, I'm not the person you should be talking to about this. You should talk to your parents about that. Because I'm not going to get involved in that in any way, shape, or form.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a tough question, but I think I would be honest.
Yeah.
All the way. All right. Here we go. Redman. Awesome. He's firing. He's given me 3 topics for 3 shows already. I owe him like a drink. If we ever get to meet, I'll buy him something. Follow up to JD's deception question. Do you guys know of any ghost hunting that have faced lawsuits? This is a great question. Due to claims they've made to a homeowner.
I've never heard anything.
I do not. I do not. And I'll add to that. When I had Nick Little on my show. Nick Little is the lead head legal counsel for Center for Inquiry, and he's the one that looks at my articles and makes sure that we can't get sued. But I talked to him about that. That's one of the questions that I asked him, and he said that it would be very difficult, if not impossible, for a homeowner to actually sue a ghost hunting team, because the homeowner is the one that actually reached out to them and allowed them to come in. So it's kind of on the homeowner, not on the ghost hunting team.
But what happens if the ghost hunting team is charging? Normally, you don't charge. I've never charged anybody, but there are people out there that do. So they're charging for a service. Would that be? Then would they have a case?
It falls under buyer beware. I mean, I'm not legal counsel, so I can't
Right.
my advice as truth, but it's still buyer beware. You're the one still hiring them to come out.
So here's something we had in a previous show that I used to do. We had an attorney from here. So each state is different. So we had an attorney from here because this was a question that we had. So it might be difficult, and you're right. You're the purchaser of the goods, but also there's an understanding of the goods that are going to be presented and the claim that they're saying. So if they're saying, I'm going to deliver this to you for a price, and that might be getting rid of a ghost, or it might be helping you with this. So you have an expectation of what you're getting for the services that you're paying for. But you're right. Civil lawsuits, you don't have much of a choice. You don't have much of a chance. However, the point that the attorney made was you don't have to win to drive someone crazy.
True.
You could
That's
just
so true.
bring them into court and pound them and pound them and pound them. That's all you have to do until they'll eventually maybe do a settlement. But you have to have some money to do that. You have to have an attorney that will do that. And you might not get your money, but you're going to bring somebody into a quagmire for a couple years into court, and they're going to spend a lot of money on attorneys to make you go away. So
Yeah.
It can get ugly. And the thing that we ended up focusing on or settling on that could be something that you could sue for was loss of income. And that is if a ghost hunting team comes in and says, you have a demon, we played you this information, it says that we're here to kill you and your child, we're going to eat your children, I don't know, and you sell
you mean
your
like Dead
home
Files?
don't get me started. I hate that show. So anyway, if you sell your home under that pretense that they gave you, and you sold it for far less than market value, and then somebody comes along and buys it and says, we did some home renovation, your electrical wiring, whatever, you could say whatever it is. You had a small propane leak, you had some carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide leaking, and you had some wiring issues. We spent like $10,000, got it fixed, everything's great, and we've not noticed anything. You might you might be able to go back to the team and say, did you check for natural causes of a haunting? And they might say, yeah, we spent 5 minutes looking at our EMF gauge as we walked around and took a baseline reading. Wah, wah, wah. Hold on, let me see. Do I have it? Can you hear it? Yeah. So yeah, we spent 5 minutes taking baseline readings and we didn't find anything. But did you actually delve into problems? So you, as a ghost hunter, this is why I don't do homes. This is why I'm so glad I was so lucky to get out before doing homes like that. But anyway, that's really good. And you know what? We should have that as a topic and get some attorneys from our different states.
Yeah.
And look at the different laws. Yeah. All right. Bob.
All right. Cool.
Good to see Bob.
Bob. What's up, buddy?
Bob.
I can't see. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see anything.
Don't read. You watch the road. We'll read it out loud. If ghosts did exist, do you think that they have propensity? Do you think that they have a propensity to learn? Great question. My thinking on ghosts, if they existed, is that when they died, let's say during the Civil War era, then their knowledge ended. I cannot imagine a Civil War ghost learning how to mess with a computer or mess with modern photographic or video equipment.
Well,
That's
I
a
believe
good
it. I believe they exist. Whatever they are, I don't know what I'm communicating
Nerd.
with. I mean, what?
Nerd.
I do believe that they exist. I don't think, like, again, all I use is like a reporter and myself, really. But so I get intelligent responses sometimes with my reporter when I'm in Gettysburg. Like, I was at the 20th Maine Monument, and I said, "Are you from Pennsylvania?" Not saying Maine. I don't know why. I was at the 20th Maine Monument. So are you from Pennsylvania? And there's a voice that says, "No, Maine." So I don't know if that's what he's saying, like if it's manipulating that, because it's just speaking. But I don't know. I don't like any of the equipment, so I don't think that they would touch something. That's why a lot of people have those. They'll use like dogs and trains like as trigger props and stuff like that, because it's easier to say, "Oh, you pet my dog," than touch that red round thing or whatever, make it good. Even though I don't use that.
Are you sure that voice wasn't like a guy ordering lo mein for dinner?
I was sitting at the 20th Maine Monument by myself.
Lo mein. I'm messing with you.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, that's the only thing I can. I mean, like, I had an intelligent answer, or from whatever, you know what I mean. But I don't think they manipulate recorders, but people believe that they manipulate the equipment. I don't. I think it's.
So I guess if we go off, like if we're gonna hypothesize here and say, let's just go with the flow here and say, if ghosts existed, it would be pretty depressing and a waste of an afterlife if you could not progress, if you could not learn. What's the point? If you
Look what
could
Patrick
not
Swayze
learn,
did in Ghost.
say it again.
Look what Patrick Swayze did in Ghost.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, Patrick Swayze.
So
I would expect them. I would expect. Yeah, you have to learn. What's the? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that because I don't believe they exist. So I'm kind of like I keep going back to that. And
my issue becomes more okay. So we know how. Not how, but we've got a pretty good idea of how memory works with learning. And all of that goes back to, as far as we know, being physical. We can go to physical parts of the brain. So I'm trying to speak up. So, as far as we know, everything with memories is all stored in a brain.
brain. Yeah.
Brain. So, when we're talking about ghosts learning things, where are they storing this information? And a follow-up would be, what about the information that came before? Wouldn't we have some memory and knowledge of previous state of affairs before we got into this body? It seems like there should be something that's a continuous line that it can't be messed with, that we can access.
I mean, where are the if to take that a step further, like where are your memories and what you have already learned? Like if they can't learn more and memories are stored in a brain, a physical brain, you don't have that physical brain. There is no storage unit. So there should be nothing. It's a blank slate.
Right. Most of the time, so they're answering questions. You know what I mean? I'm only speaking because of EVPs. Because I don't use the equipment, but you know, I mean, it's really hard to say. Like the things that I hear aren't them telling me something as if they learned something. It's always a response or, you know, or something that's happening at the moment. You know, it's correlated around that. Like it's not something. I mean, how would you know they learned something unless they told us something that we didn't know they knew? You know, like I'm just gonna totally use this as an example. Like he said, Civil War. So okay, I'm talking to a Civil War spirit, and he says, "Oh, I like your Honda." You know, like, you know, like, like that's how we would know they learned something. You know, they know it's a car.
If only I had that back in the day, we could have taken advantage.
I was saying that when I was at Bike Week. I said we're driving these motorcycles. Like, you think the Civil War soldiers are like, look at those horses? Joking.
Right. No. Why do ghost hunters use the things they do? Whoa, this could get deep.
This is a long.
I don't know. I don't use them, so I don't know.
Yeah, this is a long one too. Damn, Redman. Jeez.
We should just have Redman on a
Why
show.
no? We should
just have a show. Just have Redman on and just have him ask questions the entire time.
Yeah, this is good.
I mean, people that I know that investigate, they use them because they think that they are being able to be manipulated and they think they're communicating with a spirit. That's why they use them.
That is the short and direct answer.
Yes.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
I don't use them, but that is why people use them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It provides, it gives the appearance of being scientific. We've talked about this many times before. It looks like we're collecting data, even though, and we've touched on this before, like you cannot find any of the data. You know, it's like we have the blinky lights, we have the alarms, we have weird shit going on, but there is no log that you can reference. There is no summary. There's no published report on it except, you know, like social media. Hey, we went out here. We had our EMF go up. Oh my God, it spiked. There's nothing left to it. So why do they use the things they do? It's for show.
Yeah.
I literally, my equipment bag is so is like it should be hang its head low and shameful compared to everybody else. Like it literally, I have a GoPro, I have a Sony digital camera, I have about 7 recorders. Like, there's like nothing in there.
What are you doing with 7 recorders?
Oh well, one.
I think that the equipment also gives immediate feedback at randomized times, which is exciting.
Yeah.
And just causes a level of excitement that I think people will end up getting, I don't want to say addicted to, but they sure do enjoy. So they take the same equipment back out and they have another exciting moment or at some place that's supposed to be home.
I think it's that string of quick thrills. You know, it's that little addiction where it's like, oh yeah.
You get some nice adrenaline rushes.
Yeah. Keeps you going. Yeah.
I mean, it's like when I'm doing an investigation with a bunch of people, you know, and they're using the equipment and stuff like that. I mean, sometimes it's a little intriguing. You can get caught up in that. Is this really happening? Like, is this really doing what it's? You know what I mean? Like, you kind of like. You're caught up in the moment because you're in a supposed haunted location, you know, and people are supposedly having all these communications. So you kind of get caught up in the moment, you know, sometimes. But at the end of the day, I would never use any of it. And I never have with a private house or anything like that, like presenting that as evidence to anybody, you know, and saying like, oh, well, we had the thing go off and we think this was spirit. Like, I've never done that, you know. I use it for entertainment, should I say? If I use it, I don't own it, but people bring it.
Redman actually makes a really good point that I was going to bring up. Them using it to then sell and make money.
Yes, that's good.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, but that's just that people making and selling. It's not using it during an investigation.
Well, I mean,
right? That was the question.
I mean, how many companies? Do you know that have sent equipment to ghost hunting shows?
Yep.
Like here, use this on your show, and when the audience sees it, they're like, "Oh, they're using it. I want one too." So yeah, I can definitely see that being a reason to sell it, and you know, sell your crystal-based magnet piece of shit. And
well, wait, didn't he say why do ghost hunters use it, or did he say why does?
I think we're just expanding upon.
Yeah, now we're.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to misunderstand.
Excuse me, I got a cough. Excuse me. Sorry.
You all right there?
Yeah.
You okay?
I huffed and puffed and.
I think I got that cough too earlier.
Yeah, there was a little huff in my cough there. That speaking of fake equipment.
Oh. Right. Now I'm getting it.
Yeah, thank you.
At first, I was like, "What am I missing?"
Yeah.
I'm getting it.
Yeah, sorry about that. I choked on a $900 piece of equipment that doesn't do shit. So here is Bob.
But it's got crystals.
Bob has a great question. I've already written it down because I think this would be a great topic too. So this question was asked and answered, but I'm bringing it up again since John and Taryn are on the show now. So this is going to focus on you two.
Yeah.
If the government gave a grant to do a paranormal study and you were to win that grant, what would you do with the money and how much would you think you would need to conduct a proper study?
Well, fuck, my first call would be to Kenny. That would be my first call. Awesome. And then I would have to go from there because I wouldn't know the first thing. Honestly, wouldn't know the first thing where to start. So I would have to literally reach out to people that I know, respect, trust, and would be able to help me with that because I wouldn't know what the first thing to do.
Oh, thank you, Taryn.
I love you too.
Oh my gosh. That's great.
That's great. That's a good answer. John, you're up. Try to top that.
But I would probably get a hold of the three of you just because you guys have put so many hours into this, into different backgrounds and shit. You guys already have a idea of where to go, where not to go, things to leave alone. That's way above my pay grade. And I already have a trust in you guys. So
I know it.
I would definitely go to you guys and be like, hey, how much we're going to need? What do we need to do? You guys will be my team, and we'll go from there.
Oh, that's nice.
Awesome. Thank you. That's nice.
Aw.
It is
Oh, I
nice.
feel
Thank
so
you.
loved.
I would want to do the effects. I want to see. We'll call it the effects of marijuana consumption on beliefs in ghosts. And we'll
I'll sign up for that.
we'll need control groups, and we'll definitely need experimental groups.
That would
we'll
be
see where it
cool.
goes.
There you go.
All right.
I'm good.
That would be cool. What made you say that though?
Just because it's all scientific. It's just
Yeah.
research into.
He just wants to get high.
No, that's impossible.
What's-
I don't live in
Jersey, it's legal, so you could come here. It's legal, recreational, and medical. So you do whatever you want. You can conduct it in New Jersey.
Okay.
And Mountie
I
from
think
New
this
Jersey.
goes-
My house.
Yeah. This one goes back to when I think the hypnotherapist. So I started, and now I can't. I think it was in relation to the original question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we do this one.
Yeah.
Here's a nice question we need to do. Are you going to add coffee right next to intoxicate? So I was thinking we could caffeinate and intoxinate.
There you go.
Intoxinate?
There you
Shit.
go.
Hold on.
Intoxinate?
I'm getting there. Let me drink.
Sounds like you're there, Timmy.
I am.
Yeah,
Intoxicate.
Timmy.
Timmy.
I say that with love.
Oh, yeah.
Timmy.
I understand. Timmy. Oh,
Timmy.
you would not believe how many times I get that. Timmy.
And then Kenny gets, oh my God, they killed Kenny.
Yep.
Yep. All the time.
I
A lot of
think
people
this
would-
is-
That should be the Halloween costume this year. You guys should be the South Park people. I'll be Wendy.
Could there
See, like,
be
I'm always-
legal issues over an exorcism?
Like I'm always trying to put myself in there somewhere.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4. You're number 4 now. So, could there be legal issues over an exorcism? I think absolutely. At some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
It would depend on what.
There already has been on a couple exorcisms.
You gotta get closer.
If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure there already has been a couple legal issues over exorcism stuff, especially after people getting hurt, the starvation and all of that crap beforehand. And again, I could be wrong, but
No, you're right.
okay.
But who would they sue? The church?
Yes, because most of the exorcisms were done through the church, and they have the whole legal team already set up for that type of stuff. So
yeah, there's a lot more to it. I mean, especially when they get involved in some of the stuff that we've actually reviewed, a video of an exorcism. But
Yes.
there's been plenty, and I'm gonna post. Actually, I can't. I think I have to send it to you. Tim,
Well, see,
but
there's
I
a
can't
difference between, like, you have the Catholic Church that will only do them after you prove that it possibly may or could be. Like, the Catholic Church really doesn't give up. You have all these ordained ministers that get this ordaining through the computer and stuff like that, that say they can do exorcisms, and then I can see somebody being sued that way. But I feel like the Catholic Church, I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know because I've never heard of it, but I don't know if the Catholic Church has ever been sued. I can maybe see it like a quote unquote ordained minister or somebody like that says that they're that, because I actually was a part of a group of somebody that said they were an ordained minister and would perform these exorcisms. And yeah, it was like something he bought online.
So yeah, I mean, Catholic Church, Catholicism is pretty good with covering their asses, just because they've had the experience, to enough experience to know what to cover their asses with. But I think what we're dealing with, at least what I'm going with, is more the private home, family kind of thing, where they take over, and you have fathers and mothers and other family members that take an alleged exorcism too far and wind up either killing somebody, whether it's their child or other family member, or severely damaging somebody. And there are definitely arrests. I put, if Tim, if you can
Yes.
put that up in the chat room,
I
sent you a
have-
link in the private chat.
Yeah. Do you want, you want me to put the actual
Yeah.
chat in the? Yes. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me go back.
There's
I
a
opened it up. I was going to share the screen.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you wanted
yeah,
the link.
That's
Okay,
fine.
hold on.
That's fine. What's the Harm is a good website to check. It goes through all the harm that can be done by a lot of these things, and there's a entire section on supernatural and paranormal. And exorcisms is in there, and you can read about so many times that people have died or were severely injured because of this. And
Wow.
there's definitely going to be legal reproduction. I mean, people go to jail. That's pretty much it. And it's so, it just bothers me. And I mean, I it's no secret I don't believe in demons. I really think they are leftover and or converted mythology from earlier religions and or beliefs.
Yep.
And I think it's such an archaic practice in this modern time that we have exorcisms. It's so, especially after watching like bullshitters like Bob Larson do his fucking exorcisms that are like stage productions. Not really good ones either. It's if you're going to take matters into your own hands and restrain them, and again, we reviewed video of one, like it was a family exorcism, and the shit that was going on in that video was horrendous.
Wow.
And I can't imagine what goes on when there isn't a camera involved. So much, and unfortunately, like, and I think the people deserve it. They did, not the people that died or get injured.
Yeah.
The people that cause the death or injury, they deserve what they get.
Yeah.
And I have no remorse for that.
Yeah.
I've never even heard that. See, I've always said I don't want to have anything to do with anything like that. So I always refer out if I get anything like that, or could be that, whatever. So I've never heard of anybody.
All right, we
I've
have
never
good
heard
people
of
in that
family
lawsuit.
thing.
Diocese of Galveston, Houston.
Who's watching the video?
John, what are you doing, John?
I'm,
Amateur.
You're fine. You're fine.
I learned from you guys, so
You went from fifth tortured soul to sixth.
No. No, you don't know. You don't know the stress when I click on something. How scared I am that shit's gonna be over.
I like triple check to make sure it's
I do
muted.
too. I'm like,
No.
what the hell am I doing?
Different screen.
Like,
I
just,
got it. I got an intro.
Go ahead.
There's also other issues with, and what Taryn was touching on, like people that claim to be demonologists. They don't have a piece of paper, or they do an online course from a diploma mill and get a piece of paper. I have one. I think I have two that say I'm a demonologist because I didn't have to do anything. You answered a few questions, boom, you got it. But there's other people that claim to have studied this for years and years when all they do is pretty much what any ghost hunter does. They decide to give themselves a title, and they take on that authority title. The authority, what am I saying? The
credibility or the credit or
the costume, if you will, of a demonologist or an exorcist, and they present themselves as an authority, and that's a problem because now people are going to trust them, and who knows what situation they're going to get into, and the advice that they're going to give. It burns me up. Go ahead, Taryn. I know you got something.
It's so true. Well, I was just saying. Well, first, I would say not any ghost hunter because I don't have any titles. I'm just a vodcaster and I'm an investigator. I'm just put it out there. But I got an email. It was so funny. The email cracked me up. Somebody was like, "Oh, would you like to have this person on your show? I'm a producer for them, or I do this and that." I'm reading this. So what it is they take supposed stories of people who claim to have had sexual encounters with spirits, whether it's a succubus or an incubus. They pay you to take their story, to take your own story. You have to pay them $10 to give them the story.
What? What?
Yes, yes, and they make it's like a fans only. They make a sexual recreation documentary out of the experience of the person, and you have to they charge for the person then to see it, or anybody. I said,
I gotta
"Am I
look
in the
this up.
Twilight Zone? Is this for real?" I'm like, "Is this for real?" Yeah, and there's no last name, and there's a link. He's like, "If you'd like to see our stuff, here's a link," and a link on, and it's like you have to pay money. It's like a fans only almost, but it's like paranormally driven, like saying like, they're gonna recreate this sexual encounter, and it's a documentary. And you have to pay. You have to pay to give them your story. You have to pay to see it. You have to pay like all this stuff. And I'm like, wow, no, I'm not having you on my show. You're a fucking idiot.
Ah,
I'll send you the screenshot, or I'll send you the
Okay.
email.
Yeah, send it to me.
That is the most outrageous thing I've ever been approached with. Yeah,
I need to investigate this further.
oh, it's
professionally.
crazy. The guy that sent it to me, his name was Kevin Higgins, Higgins, and because he never said the last name of the guy that's the actor in the videos. He just said, "Would you like to have Johnny something on your show?" And I'm like,
Oh, I remember that. I remember. I don't know if you posted it or you sent it to me. Yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
Now I remember. Okay. All
Why
right.
is it always Johnny or
I know.
Johnny
Bob.
come lately?
Johnny or Bob?
Here you go.
Yeah,
Since
Bob.
you all have experience working with ghost hunters, including being ghost hunters yourself at least at some point, do you think the television ghost hunters are believers or skeptics who just want to make a buck? In other words, are most ghost hunters generally believers, on the fencers, or skeptics? And I have a theory about this hypothesis that I've voiced on here before, and it's just really short. I kind of think, hey, Donna, how are you?
Hey, Donna.
Donna.
Hi, Donna.
I think that ghost hunters are scientists that miss the mark. I think that I do.
Am I supposed to be insulted?
No. I think that they are. I think for the most part, and of course, it's not
For the
everybody.
most part, right?
I think for sure that there are people that want to make a buck and want to get famous and want to have a name and want to make a living off of it. But I think generally speaking, people who are interested in the paranormal are interested in solving an unknown. And you can use that unknown. You can use an X. That could be a ghost. That could be a demon. That could be what's on the other side of the universe. What are we expanding into? Where did we come from? They are interested in solving unknowns. And I just think that it's probably exciting. It's probably easily accessible to be a ghost hunter. I think the investigation is exciting. I think that people just have that in their DNA, that they want to solve riddles. They want to solve problems. They want to solve unknowns. Now, I don't know if they're skeptics or if they're I couldn't say that. And of course, this is just my general opinion. But I do think that they are people that love. They want to solve a problem. They want to Scooby-Doo something, and I love that. I think that that's what they want to do, and I think if they had access to other things to read instead of ghost hunting TV shows, I think that they would begin to arc in a different direction.
I think if the person has passion for it, it's not like if somebody came to me and said, you know what's your dream job? It would be doing paranormal stuff. Like, so if somebody came to me and said, I'm going to pay you to.
Oh, the universe said, shut up.
I think she pulled into a McDonald's.
Oh, there she
is.
There
we go.
She's back.
Oh, you didn't hear anything I fucking
No.
said?
Now you got to remember it.
Hold on, let me order. Oh fuck! Somebody's put a fireworks and scared the crap out of me. Oh.
Are you in? You're gonna order food on the show?
I have
this
to.
Is fantastic.
Get me a cheeseburger.
Give me a chocolate shake.
John, you want something?
Yeah, come on.
I have on my order, and I'm at the eat it all.
All right, mute yourself. while you order. All right.
Oh, the people that hear this are just going to be
I'm-
crazy.
I know. So I think I'm gonna slightly disagree with you,
Yes,
Tim.
go ahead.
So I think the intention is there to solve a mystery, but they don't. I don't think
No.
they know how to do it.
No.
I think for the majority, in my experience, I want to make sure that disclaimer is there. In my experience, my observations, they don't know how to solve a mystery. They think they are,
Mm-hmm.
but I think in reality they are riding the wave. They're riding the roller coaster of excitement from one experience to another and promoting that. They're promoting the story. They're promoting the haunted part of it. And they want to look for they do research. If they do research, they do research in order to back up that thrill
Yes.
rather than really try to because one of the tenets of good investigation is to try to prove yourself wrong. That part is not involved. They don't try to prove themselves wrong. They try to prove themselves right. And I don't know how to say it correctly without really sounding insulting, but I think it's more because that's what the tribal knowledge is. That they've their ideas on.
What did you hit?
I would like to sound cool and say that that's like, like I'm in the rough parts and I'm like tough, but there's fireworks going off in some way.
Get my cheeseburger?
I did get a cheeseburger, but I got myself a cheeseburger.
Oh,
Well,
then.
Kenny, I want to
They're off the
agree. I want to agree with what you disagreed with me on. Sorry, and that's why I say that I think that they just miss a mark.
Yeah.
I think that if they would have had access to a mentor, or if they meet somebody that could gear them towards something more scientific, like I don't know, in proper investigative techniques. Not all of them. I don't think all of them would. I really don't. But I think that people are out there. I think the passion is there to solve something. I think that easily accessible stuff like the paranormal, which is easy to do, there's no real guidelines, and it's exciting. It's fun. You go out in the middle of the night, you have a good time, you get the shit scared out of you. You get blinky things that when you ask questions, every now and then they blink, and it gives you immediate feedback that you're doing the right thing, even though it's not, but you think it is. And now I'll completely say that there is a possibility that could just be me saying that that's what I did. So if that makes sense, and I'm just projecting on what I believe other people are. So it's just my opinion. But I agree with
Fuck your
you.
opinion. No.
Yeah. No. Thank you. I do agree with everything that you said, but I think it's because that they just haven't had an opportunity or met somebody that has guided them in that direction.
I think there's a confusion. I think the majority of the ghost hunters that I've come across conflate solving a mystery with I got a blinky light.
Yes.
And that's not the case. And I think that's where the confusion is. That's not solving a mystery. That is not just because you heard stories of a woman that died in the house and you got a voice on your broken radio. That does not solve a mystery. Even though that's linked together in many cases, not all cases, but in many cases, it's linked together. That's not solving a mystery.
Right.
And I think that's where the confusion comes in.
Yes.
Well, I don't think we're ever going to solve that mystery, but for me,
but there are mysteries that are solved. And
I'm talking about like do ghosts exist or not, or what's in a house, or this. I don't think we're never going to get that answer, But
I agree.
This is a passion for me. So for me, like to say that, like even if somebody were to give me money and say, hey, we'll pay you to do this, I'm still not going to. I'm not doing it for the money. I would take that money and put it back into the paranormal field. Like I'm not doing it there's people that are only in this specifically just to make money and get famous, and they slowly dwindle out because people see that. And I'm not talking about people on TV. I'm talking about like people like us, that are out there and they're making all this money or they're whatever they're doing. If that's what their goal
We're making
is.
money? I don't know about this. I did not get the memo.
I'll talk to you afterwards.
Okay.
But
I think somebody owes me shit. Somebody owes me some money.
But I think when people are in it, that's it. That's the only reason they're in it. Like the people that are trying to make this paranormal documentary of sexual encounters, they're in it just for money. They don't know what they're doing. Yeah, that's it. That's all. Like nobody's gonna really do anything with that.
Bob, this is awesome.
Bob, I saw that too. I was like, we got to do that.
I love this show request. Tape yourselves going through drive-thrus and ask the employees at the window if they believe in ghosts. Record their reactions and verbal responses.
All right, I'll ask. You want me to ask the person handing me food?
I love it.
I'll ask this person.
Are you still online?
Yeah, I'm waiting for food.
Yeah, ask them.
I'll ask them when I come up to. I'll have to turn my camera around like this.
Well, no, don't.
Oh no, because then I would have to tell them they're on camera, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then you guys just listen for the response.
Like that. We can hear them. We can hear them, but we'll pause when you get up there. Yeah. Funny.
Now, here's an interesting fact: is that people believe that this McDonald's is actually has like this bad juju to it because it's actually been destroyed and rebuilt 3 or 4 times throughout its existence. Like a car went flying into it over top and killed 3 people inside. Oh. One time there was a fire, killed people that were inside. It'll be interesting to see if they.
Yeah, but you're in Jersey, so that's like everyday occurrence, right?
True.
Here
we go. Yes, I have a question for you though. Sure. Just be honest. It's a really quick question. Do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
You do? Yeah. Okay. I was just
I've actually seen one.
You had seen one?
100%.
Really?
Yeah.
Here or at your like?
Oh, not here in my childhood house.
Oh.
Yeah. Real story though. I'm not lying.
Oh, I believe you. Thank you.
You're awesome.
That was more information than.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
Bob, that was good.
We're going
that was
to
a good test run. I like that.
It's a good test run. It'd have been crazy if she said, "Yeah, I saw one here."
Yeah,
we'd have to
see one in your car.
We'd have to come up and investigate a McDonald's, which would be just fantastic because they have coffee and food
and cheeseburgers. Yummy. There you go, Bob.
All right. Well,
we delivered.
She's in a bad spot. There was a question specifically for her, so I'm going to jump ahead to.
Forgot
John
about Rob Soda.
Oh, she's coming back.
There you are.
There you are.
I'm here.
We got a question just for you, Taryn.
Yeah, got a question.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have a question just for you.
Is it a mean one? Is somebody being mean to me?
No. We wouldn't post it if somebody was being mean to you. Question for Paranormal Brew. Do you research clients before an investigation?
Client, like private houses or locations?
I think the people that have requested, the actual person. I think that's what that means.
So like a private home.
Or whoever called you to come out. Yeah.
Yeah.
The people. Yeah. Well.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I have. So if they reach out to me, like so I have a case right now. These people reached out to me. I never talk to them on the phone, but I send a questionnaire. They fill out the questions. I call them. We go over the questionnaire, and I ask them even more questions. I'll research the property. I'll look on Facebook and stuff like that for the people and see anything that if it's not meshing with the questionnaire. I go to the house during the day with 1 or 2 other people, and we sit down at the table with everybody, and we go over the questionnaire again, walk around the house. I take pictures and do all the before there would ever be an investigation. My last 6 people, private homes that have come my way, there has not been an investigation. I've talked to these people on the phone and kind of went through things, and they've checked out. They've called an electrician or plumbers or this or that, and then helped them with other stuff like that they believe in their head. Because when somebody believes that they are really experiencing something, it's really hard to get them to not believe that. So then you have to give them, it's almost like a placebo effect where you tell them, all right, listen, if you say out loud, you set your boundaries and you do this and that, if they do that in their intention and they believe that what they're doing is working and helping, then all of a sudden you're like, well, it has quieted down, you know? So there, I hope that answered that question.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
like that. You're kind of pre-screening them and figuring out ways to solve the
Help them.
issues before having to go out. I mean, that's one of the things that I go by. It's like, make sure there's something to investigate before you actually show up, because you don't want to waste your time.
absolutely.
You know, my time,
Nope.
their time, nobody's time. So, good answer.
Right.
Good.
I mean, it's a big
one more.
Like I've had somebody contact me that didn't own the house. I said, I need a written permission from the homeowner that we can do this, because the homeowner has, in my opinion, the homeowner has to agree to people coming into their home and doing something. You know, like I wouldn't want anybody coming into my house without permission. So,
Exactly. All right.
and a lot of times when you do that stuff, the ones that are just kind of being, you know, fake or whatever, or they're trying to make a mockery, or, you know, you don't hear back from them because they don't want to produce anything for you. They don't want to do these things. You know, they don't want to. And then, you know, that's not good. An investigation's not going to happen that way either.
Yes. Big happy birthday to Jade Kitten. Her birthday is coming up this week, and she has been awesome. And I just want to say personally, like, she's been with me from the beginning and supported me, and I love her. Happy birthday. I hope you have a great birthday. If I was there, I would wish it to you in person, and I will say, hey, cheers to you, Jade Kitten.
Oh, my last drink. My last
There you
drink
go.
will be a happy birthday, Jade.
Happy birthday. Woo!
Who are we happy birthday in?
Jade Kitten
Happy
Jade
birthday.
is a longtime follower, and she is awesome. She has lots of good questions, and she always brings up good discussions. And she sends me stuff. Awesome.
Yes.
I hope you have a great birthday.
Well, maybe
You know
I'll,
what? Jade Kitten, send me a message. Send me your address so I can send you some stickers.
Yes. I'll send
Wait
her
a second.
I'll send her a coffee mug. Just like this.
Wait a second.
No way.
Yes.
Why don't I
absolutely.
own these items?
Because you're the fourth.
It's now
May
your
the fourth be
responsibility.
with you.
Good one. Good
All
one.
right. Our last question. Last question is for John.
Oh.
Yes.
Bitch. On the spot.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, from Melissa.
Oh. John, what is your
I
favorite
can't read it
math
on my
subject?
glasses.
I got you. What is your favorite math subject and why?
Damn. You know, I'm gonna take the easy way out and say all of it, but I will explain why. To me, math is one of those universal languages that we have rules for, and the rules follow certain structures. And there is a right and a wrong answer, and it's a reflection of the things that we experience in real life. So every part of math to me is something that is representative of a part of reality that we are using logic and reason to understand. And we could take these rules and formulae and whatnot and take it somewhere else, and it's the exact same thing no matter where you're at. For the most part, in the universe.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I just math.
I'm sorry. Is this saying MATH math?
Yes.
Yes.
Mathematics.
Math.
Yeah.
Oh, mathematics. Okay. I know. I suck at math, so.
Yeah, most of us do. But you're right, John. I'm like, math is the universal language.
Yeah.
You know, it's usually a constant. And I'm definitely no expert in it. I don't understand most of it, and I just won't. We always go back to the one physics course that we tried to do, and it was like, nope, I'm done. No. So I give it up to the people that actually do this day in and day out. I can't respect them anymore because
the cool
it's
thing
amazing.
on top of that, like you saying you can't understand it, but if someone were to show you this is the way we come to the conclusion, this is how we do it, and could walk you through it, you could still see the process of how it happens.
Right.
So it's hard to understand, especially the higher up you get, but it's something I think that everybody has at least ability to understand. Okay, well, this is how they got that. I understand that.
Right.
So, I mean,
Numbers always give me a headache. Like, I mean, I don't do my own bills. I don't do anything. Luckily, I have a wonderful wife that is an accountant, and she takes
There it
care of
is.
all the numbers. Yes.
Donna's
because
an accountant? I didn't know
she,
that.
She was trained as an accountant. I mean,
Oh, wow.
I'm horrible at numbers. I look at numbers and I'm like, no. But you give me a mystery of like some individual that went missing, I will find them. Sometimes. But I can't do math. I can't do math at all.
Me neither. I think
Hey, Terrence, home.
I have math anxiety. I literally totally. I just can't.
Yeah, I get nervous. I start sweating. I'm like, oh shit, there's a lot of numbers. There's big numbers. There's little numbers. I don't know why they're all mixing together. They should be separate.
Right.
I don't know what's going on.
And who the hell put letters in there? What the hell is that?
What's this symbol?
What is that symbol? Yes.
Why is it in parentheses? I don't get it. Is that segregation? What's going on here?
Why is there a triangle in a freaking math equation? Uh-oh.
Decided that.
Oh boy.
John.
Sagan or Darwin?
He's
it depends on what topic or what subject. If you're
you don't have to answer.
Yeah.
You can be like, nope, pass.
You please fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth.
All right. We're
All
at 2 hours.
Yeah.
Dave missed a great show.
Yes, he did.
He did.
Oh, well, we are ready, and I don't see any more questions. I hope I didn't miss any. I
think we're doing good. Yeah.
I love that you were torching him from another room. John and Taryn, thank you for coming on. You were both of you guys were a lot of fun, and I appreciate it so much.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and I think we need Dave. I think is going on vacation a week coming up at some point. So we'll need some more people to sit in.
We need sit-ins. So we'll be reaching out to you guys again.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
But make sure you're home, Taryn.
Yeah.
Listen, I work on the weekend. I said to you that I'll probably be driving home, but I'll still come on for sure. I don't want to. Are you kidding
Just
me? I've been
name
waiting
drop.
for that moment. I've been waiting for that moment ever since I invited onto, a show with Kenny to be like, yes. I was like, I ain't missing this shit for nothing.
Well, you tell your boss to call me. I'll get you off for the night. I'll say, you know what? She needs to get off like 2 or 3 hours early. She needs to come home and prepare, especially if we have a topic. You got off easy. This was an easy show.
Easy.
Yeah, I like this.
Open mic night is an easy show, but normally we have a topic and we spend the entire day, if not the entire week, studying for the topic.
Get Dr. Jim to write her a note.
Well, I'll do
Nice.
All right. I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna take you out
Yes.
Taryn, thanks for number 4. It's good seeing you, and thank you.
Yeah.
And we're going to go. Oh, shit. I
Oh.
think I accidentally cut. John? Sorry, Taryn. Sorry.
Bitch, you're
Oh, she came right back. she's going to
I was
cuss
like,
me
oh,
out.
can't wait to see you guys. Okay. At the bash, right? You guys are coming to the bash?
Yes.
We'll be at the bash. Yes.
And you need. I hope that
You
you're there.
know,
I hope
just
that John.
just let them on. Why don't keep them on?
Okay.
We'll just do our announcements. Yeah.
All right. I go first. I'll go first. Oh, she dropped
Oh,
out.
she left.
That wasn't me. That
What the
wasn't
hell,
me.
Taryn?
Taryn, you can come back on, Taryn. I think she thought that was not me the first time. That was not me. She accidentally.
How's that coffee doing?
It's great. It's great. I'm both intoxicated and energetic, so
Nice.
it's a dangerous combination.
Mhm.
I have nothing. I have a weekend show that I love to do with 2 of my friends. I love the people. What's Tim's excuse? I'm drunk, probably. That's always my excuse. So other than that, I will be at the Gettysburg Bash in August, and I really, really want to meet so many people. I want to see as many people that can be there. I just would absolutely love it. I want a picture with everybody. I'm so excited to meet so many people. It's just gonna be great. I'm really looking forward to meeting so many friends.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Saturday nights. I definitely do this show with 2 great guys, and then sometimes we have special guests that come on that fill in, which is great. I love that we're expanding a little bit. It's a lot of fun. Every Friday night, I do the Skeptical Help Bar at 8 p.m. Eastern, and it's yours truly. And usually I have the Vine Donna sitting to the side here, but she's not here today. Then a couple things coming up. Actually, this weekend is the Skeptical Conference. It's a virtual conference. I did my talk today and did a live Q&A. It was a lot of fun. And then there's a little bit tomorrow. If you're interested, there's what's called Sunday Papers. So it's people that you might not have heard of before that are up and coming. They have papers that they do, topics that they can talk about. So they present them, and then you get to learn some stuff. So it's still worth it. I would definitely register if you have a chance. I'm starting to feel good.
I have too.
I'm hearing it in my own voice. So
I heard it a little while ago, but I wasn't going to say anything.
Whatever, bitch.
Whatever, bitch.
July 23rd, next weekend, is Parry Unity in Woodbridge, New Jersey. I'll be set up there. I'll have my Skeptical Help booth set up. Donna will also be there with her Lucky Tiki Creations. Shut up, Tim.
That just about didn't come out at all.
Shut the fuck up. Lucky Tiki Creations. Crafts, lots of cool stuff. Come check it out. August 19th to 21st, we will all be in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Myself, Tim, Dave. John, are you coming out?
I'm trying to find out finances right now.
Make it work.
We're still working on it.
Okay.
Definitely going to fucking
The 3 of us will be out there. We will have a booth set up. We're going to do a live show. We're going to do our 100th show out there. We're going to have a lot of fun. Looking forward to everyone. And then lastly, October 20th to 23rd, I will be in Las Vegas, Nevada for SciCon, which is the big science conference. And I'll be speaking on the big stage. I'm going to plug that all I can because it's the first time I'm getting on the big stage, which I'm really nervous about. But I'll be talking to everyone, and it's going to be a good time. I know a lot of people are going to be out there. JD, who is a frequent visitor to the show, he's going to be out there. It's going to be fun. So if you have the means, I will tell you it is expensive, but it's definitely worth it. The wealth of knowledge that you get, being able to talk to people that are in the top of their field, that have researched these topics, it's their life's work. And you get to learn directly from them and mingle with them, which is awesome. Neil deGrasse Tyson is going to be there. I can't wait. I'm so excited to meet him. But yeah, definitely. That's all I have right now. And so there you go.
All right, John, I see a message here, and absolutely congratulations with your health.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely.
You skinny
is-
bitch. I saw those pictures before and after. I'm like, shit. That
Yeah.
means I gotta get to the gym.
How am I going to lose 50 pounds in 1 month? I don't know.
Awesome job, dude. Awesome
Thank
job.
you. I appreciate it. Worked my ass off, and it makes me feel good to be where I'm at now.
Good. Makes me
And-
jealous.
If I,
It's awesome.
It does make me jealous too. And here I am drunk drinking coffee at 11
Drinking
o'clock. in the morning.
Probably gonna make some mac and cheese after
I
the show.
am. I'm not going to go downstairs and cook something
Like
terrible.
shit. Now I
Yeah.
gotta wait, get up early, and go for a run.
But tomorrow I'll start
Yeah, sure.
for sure.
if
All
I
right.
can plug my own show real quick, if you guys don't mind.
What?
Sorry. If I could plug my own show real quick, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Go ahead.
absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah,
What do you
so
got?
it's-
What do you got coming up?
Tomorrow, Sundays at 8, I'm doing Let's Learn Shit.
Yeah.
Still working on the formatting, but I think I found one since I was in Facebook timeout. I think I found one I'm really, really liking. What I'm thinking about doing is coming up with a topic every week, or letting you guys come up with topics, and we'll take that week to study as much as we can. We'll come back and I'll bring with what I've learned, and you guys come with what you learned, and we'll sit and just have a discussion and learn shit together.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yep. All right. I have to find the appropriate closing
fuck it up.
videos.
Don't
I'm
fuck
going
up the
to
ending.
fuck it up. I'm going to mess it up.
You're gonna screw it up.
I am going to screw it
You're
up.
either gonna cut us off and
I
then
will.
play the video.
We won't know it until it's too late. That's the best screw up. I have labeled my videos on my end closing.
I
and
do that
open.
too.
All right. Well, good night, everybody. Thank you for listening. It was a lot of fun tonight.
See you later. See you next week.
See you next week. Oh, show.
Don't for Jones, don't for Jones, don't for Jones. Game with the real, those with the name. Game with the real, game what is real. Don't question me. Game is about, game is out. Game is about, those everyone. I'm on TV. Don't for Jones, don't for Jones, don't for Jones, don't for Jones. And what you say, oh, you'll get to better.